Here is video 2 for section 824. More connections. A journalist from the school newspaper wants to publish the results from the water balloon contest. She wants a rule for each toss so that she can program her computer to create a graph for her article. You already have the rule for the toss made by Maggie from problem 8-55. So the journalist knows that the factored form of the equation is y equals a times x plus b times x plus c. What do b and c represent in the factored form? Well, b and c are going to be the opposite of the intercepts. So thinking about what we were doing over here, remember what I said is it's like, think about what equation you have to solve to get the answer. So it's always going to be the opposite because when you're solving the equation, you have to do the opposite. So if you wanted 1 as your answer, then you would have -1 in your equation. If you wanted -6 as your answer, you'd have 6. And so B and C are the opposites of the intercepts. Then it says, examine the graph at the right that represents the height of Jan's toss. There it is. The journalist found the rule for the parabola was y equals a times x minus 0 times x minus 8, but did not know how to find the value of a. Explain to the journalist how she could find this value. Okay, so she gets her x minus 0 and x minus 8 from these 2 points right here. So let's take her vertex, which is 4, 32, and let's plug in 4 to see what we get for our y. So 4 squared is 16, 8 times 4 is 32. 16 minus 32 equals -16. However, her vertex is at positive 32. So what did we have to multiply your answer that you have now? What are you multiplying that by to get a positive 32? Divide both sides by -16. And I don't know why that is all scribbled out. I think that's supposed to be an A. 32 divided by -16 gives you a -2. And so her equation, which is what we'll put at C, is going to be -2 times x minus 0 times x minus 8. You could also put -2x and not worry about the -0. So you have -2x times x minus 8. Al released the balloon from the 10-yard line and it landed on the 16-yard line. If the ball reached a height of 27, the equation, what equation represents the path of his toss? Well, we don't know what the A is yet, but if he started at the 10-yard line, that'd be x minus 10. Landed at the 16-yard line, so that's x minus 16. And we know that the vertex would be 13, 27. We know that the height is 27 for the vertex. And we can find the x value because it's going to be halfway between 10 and 16. Halfway between 10 and 16 is 13. So when we plug in 13 here, well, first I changed it to where it's a little easier to plug in. So x times x, -10x, minus 16x, that's where the -26x comes from. -10 times -16 is 160. So if I plug in 13, 13 squared is 169. 26 times 13 is 338. 169 minus 338 plus 160 is going to give me -9. But I need it to be 27. So since I need it to be 27, -9 times what? I need it to be positive 27. -9 times what gives me a positive 27. When I divide both sides by -9, I get that it's -3. So the -3 would go there. Then you have Imp, who has a table. It was thrown on the computer, but you're only given a table. Find the rule that represents the height of Imp's balloon as it traveled through the air. So you're looking for your x-intercepts. They tell you this one, 2, 0, but there's not another one. So just what I did is I just kept extending it. 10, 11, 12. Once you find your vertex, remember they're going to be the same. So they'll both have 24, 21, 16, 9, and then finally 0. So one x-intercept is 2, 0. One is 12, 0. So x minus 2, x minus 12. So when I plug in a number, you can pick any number. I'm going to pick 416 this time. 4 minus 2 is 2. And then 4 minus 12 is -8. 2 times -8 equals a -16. Well, -16 times what gives me 16? Well, that'd just be a -1, so you'd want to put a negative on the outside. And those are our notes today.